Hello, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. On today's Q&A series answer, we are answering the question how to take aligned action. Specifically, what actions should we take and how do we actually wait for the universe's timing? So these are two big things to tackle in this video. So let's get right to it. So first, what is aligned action? Well, let's start with what is manifesting. Manifesting is law of attraction plus aligned action. So it's adding action to the law of attraction. So what is law of attraction? Law of attraction is aligning your thoughts, feelings, and emotions to the frequency of the vibration of the thing that you want to attract. So if we are in a vibrational alignment that is negatively speaking, then we're going to attract negative things to us. If we're in a positive vibrational alignment, then we're going to attract good things to us. So, what is lower versus higher? So, lower is things like anger and resentment and fear. And when we're in those, we tend to attract things that we don't actually want. And when we're in the vibration of love and joy and peace and abundance, then we attract good things to us. This is where we think that we're lucky and just like miracles are happening all around us. Well, we are taking part in those miracles. We are actually creating them because we're in this higher vibration. So, what does it mean to be vibrationally aligned to the thing that you want? Well, actually, here's a trick. You don't actually have to know what that vibrational alignment is to the thing that you want. You just have to be in these higher vibrations, and you need to set a clear intention with the universe of what you want. And you need to not send mixed signals around that. And I'll explain that in a second. And then you take aligned action, and that's how you bring it in faster. So, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, all aligned with love and peace and abundance and gratitude. These are all high vibrations, right? So, you bring yourself into full alignment with that. Then you take the thing that you want and you make sure that your thoughts, your feelings, or emotions are all in alignment with not only are you worthy of that thing, but that it's already here. Like you're just observing that it's already here. And you do that through observing all the ways that the universe is showing you that you already have it, and you have gratitude for that. And this is the cycle of abundance. So we take law of attraction, which I just explained, and we add action. But the key is that that's aligned action. So when you think about the thing that you want, what is the step you can take, the one step you can take today that will help the universe bring that thing to you. Now, that doesn't have to be doing, it doesn't have to be a task on a page. It can actually be internal work, it can be personal growth in nature, it can be clearing space to allow it to come in, it can be expanding your ability to receive, it can be any number of things. It can be tasks on a task list, but you need to make sure that it's fully in alignment with the thing that you want. So you have your LOA, your law of attraction. You align your thoughts, feelings, and emotion to a high vibration. You also, in order to get to the aligned action part, you want to align them to being worthy and knowing that the thing that you want is already here. And then you take steps towards making that your physical reality. Now, what does it mean to be in full alignment with the thing that you want? Because this is how people often call this like acting at living as if or fake it till you make it. And those phrases don't resonate with me, especially when my current reality is out of alignment with the reality I desire, because I am looking at my physical reality and I'm aware of its states, and I'm aware of my desired state, and I'm aware that there's a disconnect between the two. There's a gap there, right? And I can't not be aware of that. So um so when I think about fake it till you make it or living as if, I think, well, how is this possible when I don't, like, my actual reality doesn't align with that? And so my trick for this is, what would a person who already had that do? How would they behave? How would they think? What actions would they take? And that's what I do. So the thing here for me, that I use, the example that I use a lot is, what would a worthy person do? So if my goal is to have my perfect partner, or it's to have a full bank account, or it's to have um, a new toy of something, like a new car or something, or or my business to be successful, or any number of different things that people have come to me for, I say, well, what would a successful business owner do? How would they think? How would they behave? How would they act? And what of those steps can I take that is in alignment with me, or that I could take even if it's out of alignment, like I'm pretending to be that person, or I'm modeling their behavior rather than pretending to be them. And that's what you do. So you're fully alignment all the way across the LOA and the aligned action. Now, what does it mean for your thoughts, feelings, and emotions to be in alignment with the thing that you want, meaning that you're not sending mixed signals? Well, let's just say that you want to be a successful business owner. And no, let's just say you want to become a digital nomad. Okay, so you want to become a digital nomad, but you own a house and it's full of stuff. Um, and you have all these connections or obligations in your town or community. Well, you can become a digital nomad and not travel. And that would be not sending mixed signals. But if you actually want to go abroad and live abroad, and you don't have the means to maintain your mortgage and to keep all of these uh, ties to your local community virtually, then you're sending mixed signals. So your action would be to start to clean that up, to maybe sell your home, to maybe give away or rent it, to maybe start to uh, let go of some possessions that no longer serve you, or that you no longer need. Maybe you start to make provisions for your obligations in your community that you won't be able to maintain from afar or virtually. Let's just say that you want a new wardrobe, but your closet and your drawers are all overflowing and you just don't have space. Well, you start to release the things and make space. You start to declutter your closet and empty your drawers of anything that doesn't fit or is not in your style anymore. You just start to make space. And maybe you want a partner, but you're working 80 hours a week, you have 5 hobbies, and all these obligations. Where's the space for that person to come in and play a role in your life? So maybe you start to make that space and let go of some of those obligations that maybe you just don't want to carry forward anymore. So this is what I mean by sending mixed signals. If you're if you're wanting something, but you don't actually align with it, like you don't have the space, or you're you have ties to something permanent here and you want something out there, then the universe is going to ask you over and over again, like, are you sure you want this, um, or it's going to say to yourself, oh, is that what you mean by wanting this? So you want to become a digital nomad and live abroad, but you have physical ties to your local community. So being in this tug or not making that happen, is that what you mean by your request? It's going to start to look for clarity on these things. Now, when it comes to mental, it can be, let's just say, you want to be financially abundant, and what that means to you is an extra $50,000 in your bank account, but you only think that you're worth uh 20,000, or you think that you have to receive this money through your current job or through the clients that you're currently serving. That's also a way of sending mixed messages mentally or emotionally speaking, because you're telling the universe that even though you want this, you don't think that you're worthy of it. Um, or you don't think that there's like you don't trust that there's other ways for this money to come to you, for this financial abundance to come to you. So the key is to know you're worthy, to know that it's all already in your presence, already manifesting. And it's kind of like the raising of the curtain at the show. The cast, the first scene, or even the encore, they're right there behind the curtain. They're waiting to be seen. So when the curtain is rising, you're starting to see them. You see their feet first, and then their ankles, and then their legs, and so on and so forth, right? But it doesn't, just because the curtain's down, doesn't mean they're not there. They are there. You just can't see them yet because the curtain hasn't raised. So think of your manifestation like that. It's behind a curtain. And it's your job to observe their presence, to know that they're there. Oh, whatever I'm manifesting is right here. I'm observing it. I'm seeing their feet first, this small. So if you're looking for financial abundance and you see a penny or a nickel or a dime or a quarter or a dollar or five or whatever on the sidewalk or somewhere, um, then have gratitude that your financial abundance is already appearing, showing itself to you. And more is coming, more. Just because you only see the feet doesn't mean the human isn't standing in those shoes. So you're starting to observe it. Now be careful not to look for it, because the universe has a sense of humor and it will play hide and seek, because if it thinks that's what you mean by your request, you want to look for it, then it's going to hide it from you, and it's going to play that game with you. Oh, you want to look for this, you want to seek it, here you go, I will hide it from you so you can keep seeking. So you don't want to seek, you want to observe. And you want to continue to observe and to reinforce the message to the universe that you're observing it by being grateful for what's already here, what you're already observing. And so the universe timing, trusting in the timing of the universe. Um, the best analogy I can give for divine timing is like a garden and gardening. And hopefully this resonates, is that you can plant some seeds, and some seeds can grow faster than what's written on the label. The label tells you that germination is 7 to 14 days, and within 24 hours, you're already starting to see a little green, and you're like, oh my God, it's happening faster than I expected. And you can have some seeds where it says 7 to 14 days, and it takes a whole 14 days. And you're like, well, that's what it told me. It's in the window, and it took a lot longer than I expected or wanted to take, but it's in the window. And there's some seeds that could be outside the window. They're just slow. Maybe they didn't have enough light or enough breeze or enough water, enough nutrients, or whatever the case may be. And so they take a little longer, but they still come up. And then maybe there's there's some that just don't come up at all. And it's because it's a dud seed. It needs to be replanted, or have a new seed take its place. And so the key is to just flow, to continue to be in this LOA plus aligned action equals manifesting. You you align your thoughts, your feelings, your emotion. You take your aligned action and you observe and have gratitude for what's already present. And that will be like the first bit of green. And you'll see more and more of it because you're observing it and you're having gratitude, and that magnifies. When I actually look at a real garden, like real plants, and a seed, gets it the bit of green, and I'm like, and then, I come back a day later, a couple days later, and it's already an inch. And I'm thought, wow, it's just jotting right up there. And I have even more gratitude because I'm surprised at how fast it happened. Um, and I'm not giving any resistance to the ones that are taking longer. I'm just like, okay, I'm watching it to observe, is this am I still within the window? Does it just need a little bit more time? Or do I have to start to make a decision on whether or not this needs to just be released and a new one planted, or it needs something, it needs me to nurture it in some way? And so you ask yourself these questions. By nurturing, we say, am I in full alignment? Are my thoughts and my feelings and emotions all in full alignment with being worthy and knowing that my manifestation, I'm already observing it and I'm already having gratitude for it? Um, and if all of that is true, and you're not you're still wanting more, then maybe there's a shift. Maybe um, you need to make slight tweaks, or maybe you need to be more clear with your intention. And so you start to play, do a science experiment of like taking a different kind of step, or making a tweak to your intention, or just restating your intention, and your commitment to what actions you're taking, your actual request to the universe of what role you want it to play. But then also, like, think about uh any attachments you might have. Are you expecting it to come a certain way or be a certain thing? That's maybe the universe just has something better for you, and therefore you need to release some of that attachment in order to see what it's actually giving you that is for you. And so what I like to do with this regard is to only care about what I actually care about. you know to think about, let's just say, a good example of this is looking for a partner. Many people have this, laundry list of the things that that partner has to be, do, or look like. And some of those things just don't matter. Like, you're putting this list together, but when you really ask yourself what matters to you, you could probably get rid of 2/3 of that list. And so if you got rid of 2/3 of that list and you only focused on the things that you truly cared about and you set that intention, then you observe how this is coming to fruition for you, how this is in your presence already, only looking for the things that you actually care about. And so if somebody steps into your orbit and they have the things you actually care about, but they don't have something that was on that larger list, and you're like, oh, this isn't my person because they don't have this thing that was on my original really long list, then you are sending mixed messages because now you're not allowing the universe to bring you the something better. So just think about, do I have any attachments? Okay, so to revise, because we've given a lot of information here, and it's a longer video than usual, is law of attraction. So aligning your thoughts, your feelings, and emotions to a higher vibration and to the thing that you want with regards to, I'm going to be specific here because when I received this information, I was like, well, I want a new computer. How do I vibrationally align with a new computer? Like, what is its vibration and how do I align with it? That's not that's not the meaning here. The meaning is you're going to get things. You're going to have all the miracles and all the luck come to you when you remain at this high vibration, joy, um, love, gratitude, abundance, peace. These are all high vibrational. So you go into the vibration that aligns with you most easily. And then you want to align your thoughts, feelings, and emotions to being the person that thinks, feels, acts, um, speaks like the person who already has the thing that you want. So they're worthy of it. They have it. They know they have it. They know they're worthy. And that's law of attraction for you. And then aligned action is taking action from that place, from that LOA place, and making sure that your actions are not sending mixed signals and are also aligned with taking action towards working in conjunction with the universe to bring in the thing that you want. And if you need any work in this LOA area, start with that. And then if you're in full alignment and there's nothing left to be done, then you can start to check things off of your task list that is also in full alignment with bringing in the thing that you're wanting. So if you're looking for bringing in finances, then what is an action that you can take to bring in more finances? Maybe you ask your boss for a raise, maybe you get a hobby that pays, maybe you get a scratch ticket. I'm not promoting gambling. Maybe you get a YouTube channel and work to monetize it. The point is like there are actions that you can take and that would be in alignment. And yeah, so that's the first thing is how to take the right action. And then the second thing is trusting in the divine timing. And divine timing is all about this equation of LOA plus aligned action equals manifesting, being in full vibration, knowing it's already here, knowing that you're worthy. That's going to call it in the fastest, and then not being resistant to whatever timing comes, because in all honesty, divine timing says everything is in alignment, and some of that alignment is out of your control. Like, for instance, I once wanted to manifest something that the world just wasn't ready for yet, and I didn't realize that at first. And so the universe was physically slowing me down from working on that thing. It was putting roadblocks in my way. and it was guiding me towards taking other action. And what I realized was when when actually the thing happened that made the world ready for the thing I wanted to create, it was like a snap of the finger. I'm like, oh, the world wasn't ready for this yet. And so recognizing that and being okay with that. This is what we mean by being in the flow. It's like not putting up resistance where resistance will just slow you down, which resistance always slows you down. But the universe can put up resistance. And that usually means that that's not the right action for you. So interpreting this information, um, and not putting up any resistance in the way, and just remembering the analogy of the garden that uh there's a lot of components that go into manifesting, and you get to pull the levers on those different components, being the nurturing and the planting, the nurturing, the cultivating, and the knowing when to release, when to pivot, when to shift a little, and being okay with all of that, and listening to your inner guidance, because your inner guidance is the universe speaking to you in giving you the how best to work with it. So hopefully that's helped, and I will see you on the next one.